This video is extremely for the benefit of students of Government High School Manipura. Dear students, now I tell you a story. There was a small baby called Putti. She wanted to play a game. She went near to an ant and asked, "Ant, please come and we play together." The ant said, "No, this is my working time. I'm busy with work." The child felt bad and went to a riverside. She asked flowing water, "River, please come and play together." The river also said, "No, this is my working time. I am busy with work." Frustrated child went to a crow and then to a parrot and then went to a rabbit. Everyone replied, "I am very busy, I am very busy, I am very busy." The child started to weep and said to her Amma, "I requested a river, a crow, a parrot, and a rabbit to give me a company to play. But they said that they are very busy with work." Mother soothed the child. "See, Putti, now it is not a time for them to play. They are very busy with their work and they show their love towards their work like a busy bee." The child happily said, "Amma, I want to become a busy bee." Dear students, did you get the point of the story? Yes, we should be always busy in our work like busy bee. This busy bee is explained through a poem by Isaac Watts. This is very attractive poem. Everyone like this poem who reads this. And you also like this poem because you too be like a busy bee. Children, now I will read out the poem The Busy Bee. Listen carefully. Look at your textbook. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower. How skillfully she builds her cell, how neatly she spreads her wax and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. In work of labor or of skill, I would be busy too, for Satan finds some mischief still for idle hands to do. In books or work or healthful play, let my first years be passed, that I may give for every day some good account at last. Children, let us know the meaning of new words. Doth, old form of does. Improve, make use of. Shining means bright. Gather means collect. Skillful, clever. Cell, a small compartment in the hive. Satan means evil spirit or king of devils. Idle means doing nothing. First years means early days. Give account. Say what you have done. At last means at the end of life. Children, now let us understand the poem. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour In these two lines, we see a little busy bee and it works each hour. So, it gets benefit in every second or every minute or hours. And gather honey all the day from every opening flower. Children, how beautiful it is. See that bee is collecting honey from the flower all the day. Here, all the day is very important. The little bee is very busy in its work. Children, now let's move to the second stanza. How skillfully she builds her cell, how neatly she spreads her wax, and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. In this entire stanza, poet explains the bee's work. It builds its cell. ಅದು ಗೂಡು ಕಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಗೆ? Skillfully. The cells are very attractive to see in a polygon shape, and also it spreads its wax neatly. The busy bee put its efforts and laborer bees ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಜೇನುಹುಳುಗಳು work hard and store the sweet food and make honey. Understand once again, the bee builds its cell, means goodu, and spreads its wax, store the honey. Children, how beautiful to see the work of busy bee. Children, now let's move on to the third stanza. In work of labor or of skill, I would be busy too, for Satan finds some mischief still for idle hands to do. In this stanza, we see the words of narrator or reader. He says, I too want to be busy in my work. See that. In work of labor or of skill, I would be busy too. But for us, sometimes idleness or laziness comes in between. The narrator says, for Satan finds some mischief still for idle hands to do. In these two lines, the narrator says, in our busy work, laziness enters and stops us to be idle. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡದಂತೆ ಸೋಮಾರಿತನವು ತಡೀತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಬಾರ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ above two lines explains we should work like laborer and busy like bee. Come to the last stanza. In books or work or of healthful play, let my first years be passed, that I may give for every day some good account at last. The last paragraph explains how we should work. Here, note this phrase, in my first years, means it is childhood days, like you all. In this age, we should not be idle, we should not be lazy or passive. We must be active. How? By reading book and working at home, at kitchen, at field, at school, etc. And we should engage ourselves in healthful play. We should be busy in work from morning to evening. The children should spend their childhood days in busy work and play like the busy bee. It is not for a single day, that I may give for every day some good account at last. The busy is not only for one day, it is for throughout life. so that we can give good account, good result, and life will be sweet like honey bee.